What's up, everybody? Welcome to 3D Rivals, your first line of defense against stupid movies. My name is DJ, and as always, I am joined by my co-host, my sister Donella.
What's up?
That was your name, right?
Yes.
Okay. My
Donatello.
brother Derek,
What's up, everybody?
and our friend Dan.
What's going on?
And this week we're going to be talking about the Bob's Burgers movies, movie,
Just
um, which we
It's just
have
one.
been putting off for weeks now.
They don't need to know that. Yes, we have.
Well, I mean, it's been out for a while.
It has.
So we're going to be talking about Bob's Burgers, which is a comedy, and I always say with these type of movies, it's just a 2-hour long episode of the show.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's some things that were better than animation.
I was going
You
to
get it.
say
You got it.
that
Yeah.
in one of
The
my
anim-
critiques of the movie. The animation in this was really good.
It was.
Yeah,
It was really good.
yeah.
Actually.
it was.
They definitely went all out. I was reading up on it, and they went the extra mile to add like shadows and lighting, and so something that you won't see in the show,
Mhm.
but they were able to add for the movie, which is pretty good.
Yeah, you can definitely tell the difference between the movie and the show, like as
Mhm.
far as the lighting and stuff like that. It's definitely it's definitely a difference.
hmm
But wouldn't you say that they did the same thing for the Simpsons movie too, though?
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they stepped it up.
They did. Which is good. I mean, like, I'd have been fine if it looked the same, but I
Mhm.
definitely appreciate that it looks better.
But I feel like for a movie, you do need that like extra touch. Like, you got to
Mhm.
separate it somehow. Because like you said, it's like a 2-hour episode, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to like justify
So-
me watching a 2-hour episode.
Yeah, so they
Yeah.
they added a little bit to the animation, just like they did with The Simpsons. Even though after the movie, The Simpsons kind of took that same animation and threw it into the show because you could see it in certain aspects of the show. I
Mhm.
don't think they did it full on because I guess that would be
Well,
a bit
you can't
much.
do that for a week.
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably
That's
be
it.
expensive.
yeah, I think that would be a bit much. But you could see like some of the angles and the like 3D-ish looking
Mm-hmm.
deals. So
Mm-hmm.
I think it's cool. I think it's necessary for
Yeah.
a cartoon movie.
Now, I'm approaching this as someone who hasn't really watched Bob Burgers.
Such
I
a
think I've
shame.
watched a total of 1/2 of an episode.
Such
of
a shame.
Bob's.
Just doesn't. I mean, from the very first episode, Bob Burgers is solid.
It
No,
is.
I'm not saying the show isn't good. I thought the movie itself was funny, and I'm pretty sure the show's good. I just never watched it.
The show
It's
was
one of those things that you're
hilarious.
like,
That was
"Oh, I will
hilarious.
watch
So it was
it," you know.
absolutely hilarious.
I didn't start watching it until recently. Like recently, I started watching it. I want to say like maybe a few months before the movie actually came out.
Oh.
Okay.
I guess that's
guess
fine.
That's
I
better
mean,
than nothing.
yeah.
Cause once I saw the first episeld, I was hooked.
Like the first episode was
Like,
talking about the restaurant got closed because they was serving
human meat. Yeah. And then like Tina has something going on like with herself, and she was like something was
her
itching.
crotch was itching.
Yeah, and then like they all put their hand in like for like a family thing. He was like, everybody put your hand in. Tina, don't put your hand in. Because she had been touching. So he was like, Tina, don't put your hand in.
So
It was funny though. It was funny.
Yeah, I could tell the show was funny just by watching the movie. Like the movie was really funny. A lot of I wouldn't say dry humor. I don't know if that's the way to put it, but it's the type of humor that I really like. It's kind of how do you
It's
put
not
it? It's not
slapstick.
direct.
It's not direct. It's not. It's kind of just like. Is it dry?
Not all of it.
It's not-
Gene's humor is not dry.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because-
Gene's humor isn't dry.
That's
just
the
ridiculous.
mom,
Yeah,
right?
he's
No,
Gene.
Gene's the boy.
Gene's the son.
Jeans- Oh,
The mom is Linda.
Yeah.
oh, okay. Linda, yeah.
Then Bob is you.
Linda's-
No, it's Luis.
Bob is definitely you.
No,
Bob?
Louise
Yes.
is the little girl.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, he's kind of monotone throughout the whole thing.
Yeah,
isn't
Bob
he?
is you.
Yes.
Like,
I like
every time I see Bob, I'm like, that's Darren.
Is it
I
a
really like
mustache?
Bob.
The mustache too. The mustache just adds to it. I'm
So
like,
should I open
yeah,
a burger joint?
you should.
Yeah, definitely.
You
Are
should.
these my kids? I need one more.
Gene is definitely gonna be Colton when he gets older.
You
And
already-
Louise is
you already got Louise.
yeah, you already got Louise.
So you need a Tina.
that runs with her arm straight down all the time.
and hat, right? So, I have to say there was more singing in this than I anticipated when
Yes.
when
Yeah,
I watched it. I was
I
like,
agree.
oh, it's
Yeah.
singing, but I didn't mind. At first, I was like, why? Because it started with like a 5-minute long original cast recording.
So what you don't know about the show is they have I won't say quite a few, but there's a
They
couple
do,
of episodes
yeah.
a season where they're just singing,
Mhm.
and the show always ends with a song.
Yeah, like an original, like
Yeah.
like
song.
shaking my burger buns for you,
yes,
which I
It-
enjoyed.
It's super catchy.
it is. It is.
Oh, I gotta say, on the first watch, I was like, this is way too much singing for me because y'all know I don't like things that sing.
True.
It was a catchy tune though.
It was catchy, and they was jamming.
They were
They
jamming.
was getting it.
walking
Like the
down.
kids walking
I-
to school.
Yeah.
kids
Well,
was
you guys
getting
can't
it,
see us, but
man.
we're doing.
Yeah,
the
you
little
can't see
bounce they did in the movie.
Watch the movie, and you'll know what we're doing.
Yeah. I would definitely walk to school like that. You know.
Like getting it though. Like they was like a biker gang or something.
Right.
was Getting it in. I'm like, man, this is cool.
But second time I watched it, I did enjoy the songs more.
I did too.
Actually, I enjoyed the whole movie more the second time around.
I did too, because I was
I
like,
did
all
too.
right, I already know what's going to happen now.
Yeah.
So like when you watch it again, you start looking for like things that you missed
Mm-hmm.
that like maybe like kind of added to the plot or whatever.
Yeah.
So it just makes it, that
Yeah.
much better. in
Well,
my
first time through, I'm like, this is just okay.
Mhm.
But the second time, I was like, I like this movie.
opinion. I was like, this movie is awesome.
Yeah.
Now by the 8th time that I watched it, and I was like, yeah, this is gonna be a classic one.
I mean, because you know what? Like the Simpsons movie, I can watch that all the time.
Yeah, I can't. The Simpsons is. I still watch
We're
The
talking
Simpsons
about
on a
the
regular.
Simpsons movie is like him walking in the snow. Like,
When Bart was like skateboarding through
Oh.
town, he was like, I bet you won't do it naked. And then like the whole time they wasn't showing his junk, but then like he went through the bushes or something.
bushes.
yeah,
and
but
it
and it showed nothing.
Yeah.
of it.
Mhm.
Yes, it's technically
Yeah.
still allowed because it wasn't attached to a body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably why knowing The Simpsons, that's probably why they did it that way. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, this movie definitely up there with The Simpsons movie. Definitely.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. Like this in the Simpsons movie, definitely. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
enjoyed
can.
both.
I agree with that.
Should we talk about what this movie's about?
Well, yeah, I was gonna say we
Absolutely.
were talking about the story. So Dan, what's the story?
Well, the story is basically Bob and Linda, as usual, they have a struggling restaurant. They gotta pay the bank the loan, or else they're gonna repossess the restaurant. So this is
Didn't they say it's their equipment,
the
right?
equipment.
yeah, the equipment is most of it's tied up in that loan. So
Better get a grill.
they gotta get that paid off, or else basically they have no restaurant. So in the midst of all this, there's a murder because there's a sinkhole that appears in front of the restaurant, which is gonna harm them getting customers. But they found a dead body down there, and this is where basically the movie kind of takes off. It's like, okay, now they got to figure out who killed this person that's buried in front of their restaurant, and
that way they can
Basically,
fill
they
it.
can-
They
they
need
can
to
fill it,
solve
yeah.
the crime so they would fill the hole.
that's their thoughts. They're
That,
like, okay,
that was the kids' thought because it was Luisa's idea to solve the murder.
Mhm.
One of her reasons was so she can prove that she's not a baby
yeah, that's one of them.
because she got
Yeah.
teased on the playground for being
Well,
a
right.
baby.
We found the dead body because she went in the hole
'Cause,
in
yeah.
the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They caught her.
And that was funny too, because she's screaming, and you can see her grabbing the skull as they fall backwards. And,
then the tooth
the
fell
teeth
in her
fell in her
mouth.
mouth. I was like,
Oh
that
man, that
is
was
disgusting.
disgusting. Yeah, that was disgusting.
Like that's horrible.
Uh,
Like, this
Gene
thing's
is
been
like,
what's it been
did you
6 years?
mean to fall in there screaming like that?
Remember when Gene was saying the line like, "Louise, don't go down there. It's dangerous. Don't go down there. It's dangerous." And that's Gene though. Like, that's a classic Gene. But yeah, those little things make, like, when you know the characters, the movie is like incredibly funny. But yeah, that was one of the scenes where they found that dead body, and that's like kind of where the movie like
Yeah, because the hole wasn't gonna. They were gonna fill it, but now they found a dead body. So
yeah. So now it's a crime scene.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a crime hole.
Yeah, crime hole.
yeah, crime.
Crime hole, Gene. I could see Dara saying that. though. It's a crime hole, Colton. I could just see it. But yeah. Good
All right,
stuff,
so the
good
question
stuff.
is, do we get my wife to put on a hamburger suit with a bikini on top?
I
Oh my
think
God,
she would
his
absolutely
wife
do that.
Is absolutely Linda.
She would absolutely, yes.
She would absolutely do that.
She's hyper. Love you, Taylor. She's like dramatic. Love you, Taylor. And basically
She does
extra.
listen-
Love you,
She
Taylor.
listens to this. She will hear it.
Did
She,
she watch the movie?
she's definitely all of that though.
Yeah, she watched it with me.
Okay. I honestly, I feel like she would absolutely put on a burger suit with a bikini, and like
Yes.
the bikini would be her idea.
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely.
I could absolutely see that.
That was so funny. Hey man, they got a real friend who started.
Oh
up
no,
the
Teddy's
grill.
legit. Teddy is like
Oh, yeah.
super weird or whatever, but he's legit. He's ride or die.
Mhm.
You need a
Yeah.
friend like that.
Hey, I feel them. Like, let them come and get us about the permit. Let's just sell the
But
burgers.
yo, I
Mhm.
mean, I was thinking, I'm like, yo, sell these things outside. I was thinking that, and then Teddy rolled up with the cart. Like, let's just do this.
If they sell it outside of their business,
There's, I think they're
Then
still
I think
good.
that's good. Yeah, I think
yeah,
that's
still
good.
good.
right? Because
Mhm.
you can
It's still
sell
on their
it,
property.
Yeah.
basically.
you know, and
Yeah.
he's still cooking it inside. Technically, he should have done that.
He should have
Mhm.
done that. Yeah, it didn't make any sense. I mean, they were being bold by being on the pier with it.
Mhm.
That was kind of bold.
Yeah, because you definitely need to. You
Although-
gotta talk to the business. Like,
Yeah.
hey, can we
Oh
sell
no,
it?
like wouldn't it be benefit if he had like a Bob's Burger stand in the pier?
Probably would. Yeah,
Like,
I
you know
would
what I
think
mean?
so.
Like
Yeah.
you got all these
Yeah,
other
that's what I was
restaurants.
thinking.
Set up your
Mhm.
Bob's Burgers restaurant right next to there.
We should do
Yeah.
the same thing. We should do a podcast outside.
I'm fine with that.
I mean, we might get some looks, but that's cool. We already get
Hey,
looks.
go and get looks. We are looking for looks. Views, looks.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
You guys are gonna sit down and listen live podcast.
Yeah, go ahead, sit down and listen. We'll talk to you. We'll have guests come in. Tell us what you think about this movie. So
Awesome. Yeah. So murder. So now the kids are trying to find a murderer. So they skip school to
Mhm.
do some detectiving. Oh, the detective. Oh my goodness.
oh yeah. He's also very funny in the show too.
Yeah.
Detective and Mickey.
Yeah.
They're both like hilarious.
Like he's on a stakeout, but he left his light on the car.
And his badge on the dash.
Yeah, and his badge on the dashboard, and the kids, pointed all this out.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, and then what did the guy say? It was like, oh, not a cop. Yeah,
Like, stop bothering that nice cop guy. Like, I'm not a cop. He's like, oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, not a cop. Okay. Well, have a nice day or something like that. But basically, they knew he was a cop.
Yeah.
So,
Obviously.
you know.
Yeah.
That was good. That was good.
Mhm.
So
Yes.
the mystery was it was a real mystery trying to figure out who killed or who. Well, we figured out who was dead. Like identify the body as.
Yeah,
Carnival-
Cotton Candy Dan.
Yeah,
Cotton Candy Dan.
Yeah,
I was
Cotton
gonna
Candy
say
Dan.
Carnival Dan.
Yeah, it
Cotton
was
Candy
Cotton
Dan.
Carnival.
Yes,
Yeah.
Same thing.
They went with the Carnies and they had a song too.
they did.
Yeah, they
Wasn't
did.
it was the same melody, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
And they was jamming too. They were dancing on top of the trailer, doing all this stuff. I'm like, man, this is well choreographed for a cartoon. But yeah, they went to the Carnies, and Mickey is like their connect basically, because he knows the Carnies and whatnot. So they thought one of them maybe did it because it was Mr. Fishoder's gun,
Yeah.
and it was like perfect crime. Carney gets Fishoder's gun, they kill him, and Fishoder gets blamed for it basically. But
Oh, remember with his cousin that definitely implicated him in his murder. Like, was it his gun? And did he say, "I'm going to kill Cotton Candy Dan"?
yes,
That
but he's-
doesn't mean that he. I'm like, wait, he's literally. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
he's literally like making him look real guilty on live TV.
Yeah.
So at that point, we're like, yeah, he's gonna go to jail. But like I
Yeah.
said, the kids took it upon themselves to find out who the real killer was, so they can,
Save
save the restaurant.
hmm
Mhm.
Yeah. So I mean,
and that was the story.
it
Yeah,
that was
that
yeah
was
that
the
was
movie.
the story. Yeah.
That's the movie.
So was the twist interesting?
Yes and no. I kind of
I mean, for the type of show that it is, it fits. But I mean, if you want to critique it, no.
No. Oh.
I have issues with the twist. I mean, I for one, like you figure only a certain amount of people can be the killer
Right.
of everyone they showed. And I'm like, it's him.
Well,
because it's like there could be no one else. It's him.
I figured it wasn't Mr. Fish Odor or whatever.
Yeah,
but,
I was
Obviously.
I didn't.
He's
see,
like a main character.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he can't
I
go to
didn't see
jail.
it being the other cousin or whatever.
No, he's
His
an
brother
idiot.
is
Brother, whatever.
yeah, Felix. Yeah,
Yeah,
Felix,
Felix.
is his brother.
Is this his brother?
Yeah, it's
the
his
one who
brother.
lives in the treehouse.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's
Yeah,
not the
that's
one
his
who
brother.
killed him. The one.
Yeah, his cousin.
His
killed him.
lawyer was the one that killed him.
Yeah, his lawyer / cousin.
Yeah, yeah.
Was the killer.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't see it being him
Yeah.
at first.
Yeah.
Oh, I pointed out because I'm like, there's no one else.
Yeah, he was the newly introduced character, and I figured, they're not gonna put
Right.
these other main characters in jail. So I'm like,
Exactly.
okay, it's got to be him.
Because like you don't watch the show, but Fish Odor, Felix, Mickey, all of them, they're like they all shown up throughout the show.
Mhm.
So I'm like, I highly doubt any one of those people would be the killer.
Well, see, that's why I didn't know after because I didn't know who was a main character on the
Right,
show.
and
who
like
wasn't.
The cousin did
Makes
show
sense.
up, I think, in one episode before, but he's not in.
Did he? The lawyer?
Yeah, I think he was in an episode before.
Why was his plan so elaborate?
It was.
He filled a mountain full of teddy bears to use as an accelerant.
It was extra. I mean, it's like, do he get credit for
Oh,
really thinking
I
this
thought about
through?
it too.
I don't know. I think it was just too elaborate. I feel like it could have been simpler than that. But he was anxious to tell it though.
He was. I'm like,
Like,
he,
his
Yeah,
whole-
he was.
he didn't have to tell him.
His old Janet Jackson
Oh,
music video scene. He was dancing. Like this.
yeah.
This cat is he's really going in. Like this is the perfect time to hit him in the head and escape.
They had
But
so many opportunities.
They
to
had a lot of
escape.
opportunities to escape.
So many opportunities.
But we wouldn't get such a cool car chase scene in the Underdog.
I mean, that was something. I kind of appreciate how they had that scene, but then also that like this car sucks and you're not really gonna get away.
I mean, yeah, they were slow
I
cars.
remember when weren't they both in the sand
in the
going
sand.
super slow?
Yeah.
Tina was like, "Would it be faster to get out and walk?" It probably would have been. But yeah, that's the comedy of Bob's Burgers.
Yeah, definitely.
You know,
It was definitely online. They definitely hit the mark solidly on like honoring the show. Probably because it's the same people. They just made a 2-hour long episode.
yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
and all the characters were their characters.
Yeah.
Like there was no change basically, which is good.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if they did one. of
Always
these
stating the
animated
obvious.
movies in it.
I mean, you never know because sometimes they do that and then you be like, oh, you ruined it,
Mm-hmm.
Because like I was surprised about like the Simpsons movies, and that was like I watched the Simpsons movie without actually having really watched the Simpsons.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, I
I
never
used to watch
really...
The Simpsons all the time.
Yeah, all the time. Like so, when the movie came out, I was
Oh no, I
beyond
watched.
myself with
I
excitement.
probably like how Darren is with this movie and Bob's Burgers. I probably watched only a few episodes of
Like
it.
the Simpsons.
The
Oh my
funniest thing
gosh.
with The
I wasn't really a
Simpsons- well, one of the there was so many funny parts of that movie.
What,
Like he's
on
going
The Simpsons?
through the little sinkhole.
Mhm. Oh, yeah.
Like-
And then he was like,
Then he has to start digging.
he was digging with his middle fingers. He's like, oh. And he was like, there's his head, claw at it. Scratching.
Was it the movie where he said he got a chainsaw, or was that an episode?
That was the movie.
That was the movie. I
Yeah.
got a chainsaw.
And then they poked their eyes through the peephole and they saw he didn't. He was like, murm. Oh, classic Simpsons. If you haven't seen the Simpsons movie, what are you doing with your life? I don't know what. You better go check it out before that sequel comes out. But yeah, both classic movies.
Yeah,
So
definitely. So they get thrown in a hole. I don't know if the physics works on this.
when they get pushed, the car gets pushed in the hole.
Well, no, yeah, they're covered with dirt and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely because the car got crushed, so they couldn't open the top
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
to get out. Now they ruptured a water
Main
line
line,
in
yeah.
order to
Mhm.
push the car up. Would that push the car up out of the hole?
I don't think there's enough pressure. Like the water is under pressure. I don't think there's enough pressure to
They
lift
would
the
have
car
drowned
out.
themselves.
Probably either that or just turned everything to mud and made the situation even
Yeah,
worse.
because I'm like, I don't think there was enough pressure, but it's a good idea. And I'm like,
Now, it wasn't
I
that much
accept it.
dirt
Well, for the
on top of
cartoon,
them.
you know.
If they broke the window,
But they couldn't break the window.
Yeah.
They
Did
tried
he-
that
oh,
too.
yeah, he tried that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's like I think the dirt was like insulating the window, so like
Yeah,
helped
and
absorb
then
the
it's
impact.
like, remember, it's like a carnival ride car, so it's
Yeah.
made
Mhm.
of plastic and not glass.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
so
That would have sucked.
that was all bad.
Yeah,
That was
they
definitely all
were
bad.
definitely gonna die
Mhm.
if it wasn't.
If
for
it wasn't
the-
a cartoon.
yes.
They kept saying that too, though.
Oh yeah. Like, because Bob would basically say something like, "We're gonna die," and people be like, "What? Oh no, we're not gonna
No,
die." I'm like, no, you guys are.
I mean, we knew they weren't gonna die, obviously, but it's just like how are they gonna get out of it?
Yeah.
And that was their way out to rupture
Yeah,
the water main line and
mean-
blow themselves up.
Yeah,
it's an idea. I was just like, is there enough pressure to push the car?
I don't think there's enough pressure, but maybe
Probably not.
depending on
Maybe it would have moved the dirt out of the way though.
yeah, but maybe depending on the size of the water pipe, how
Mm-hmm.
fast the water's going through it, maybe there is enough pressure.
In a little car full of people, there's 5 of them.
I mean, I'm trying to give them a
There's a lot
reason
of
to doubt.
pressure in there, but I mean, you got the weight of the car on top of it. So,
Yeah, so
I
it's
don't
like
know.
maybe it'll tip the car over, if anything.
I mean, that was a pretty big water line. A
Yeah,
lot
it
bigger
was.
than it needs to be.
It was. But
Yeah,
like
but
the
so
bigger the
hard
hole,
to
the less
do.
pressure.
So the
though.
science of Bob's Burgers.
Yeah, it's 100% accurate.
But I mean, either way, I'm fine with that. I
Oh
think
yeah, I'm
it's
cool with it. I have no problem with it. It's a cartoon.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
expect
oh no,
this.
yeah, I would. I
Yeah.
have a
I
problem.
mean, otherwise they have no way of getting out.
It's just not happening. So
So it works.
so they blew the car up there, landed on its wheels, so they didn't have to flip it over.
Nope.
And Teddy got something to like wedge in there and put his weight on it, and it popped the hood open so they can get out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. It's plastic.
Okay, it do what it do.
Yeah. I don't know what he got. I can't remember what it was.
What did he get?
They couldn't understand each other though.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was that thick to where you couldn't hear him outside the car.
which is very interesting. Like, why would you have something like that at an amusement park? Like,
Yeah.
you want to be able to hear the people.
Yeah, I would
Just
think
in
so too.
case.
I'm like,
wouldn't want
why is
that to
this
be
so
completely
sound?
enclosed? Feels like it'd be hot, and you can die in that car on a sunny day.
Well, why
Yeah,
would you-
probably.
Yeah.
But it was that well insulated to where you can't hear
That's what I'm
the
saying.
people outside. I mean, wow. Maybe that's why this ride was put down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe that's
probably.
why we just continue. Because we're putting way too much thought into this.
Yes, it was a bit much.
Because, I mean, honestly, it should have like a safety feature on the inside, too.
Yeah, so that you can release yourself like a trunk. Like if you get
Mhm.
locked in a trunk, you
Yeah.
can get yourself out. You would think.
Mhm.
But Fish Odor is very
He's
sketchy
very cheap.
businessman.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I can see him foregoing that. Or maybe these cars were never meant to be released to the public because there was
Also
safety
that.
issue.
Yeah.
But he
also
bought them
that.
anyway because they were cheap, I imagine, at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I may be thinking too much into this, but
There was a bunch of them down there too.
Yeah.
It wasn't
a
like
bunch
it
of
was
them
the
down
only
there.
ones. Yeah.
yeah. So it's like, I can see that happening because of
Mhm.
his character. So
Okay, so Fish Odor thought he was going to escape in a ride submarine,
Cute.
as if it was. He actually thought that it would work as a real sub.
I guess they were willing to try it because they were going to flee the country in
Well,
this
see,
In a
Somebody-
summer.
ride submarine.
His
Yeah.
cousin
Cuba.
didn't need to do anything. They would have killed themselves.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
they
they would
would
have
have.
killed themselves.
Well,
yeah.
I think that was the plan, right? He was going to let them kill themselves, and then he was going
In
to
this-
set the thing on fire.
Oh, so why did he intervene? Like, think about it. Luis was so off. She had no
Mhm.
idea it was the cousin.
Right.
Let
Right.
Fish
No,
Odor
she figured it out when he was there because
Because of his cufflinks.
because of the cufflinks.
The cufflink,
Yeah.
the tooth matched like a bite mark. That was on
The
it.
bite
It's
mark
weird, like-
on his
Yeah.
arm.
That bite mark, and just
Yeah.
you don't believe in cocoa butter? Like, well, why is the scar still there?
True that. I'm not going to
Did you really say he needed to use cocoa butter?
Hey, man. That
Cocoa-
vitamin E.
Tell me it don't get rid of scars.
It do.
It do.
It do. I use it.
Aloe vera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aloe vera, too.
Yeah. It works. So 6 years later, this dude still got this dude's bite marks on him. That don't make no sense.
It doesn't. what are you not doing in your morning routine that you still have these bite marks on you?
Yeah, that's true. I would expect it to be like gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like long ago. You know what I mean? Or at least to the point where like you could barely see it.
Exactly.
But she could see it from the distance that she was at.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, yeah, you're not
Yeah.
doing anything about
Didn't
this.
make any sense.
Mhm. So, but yeah, his plan.
Oh yeah. Okay. Right. So to Darren's point, you were right. He was just gonna let them go off and do it, but Louise kind of screwed it up, so he had to force them to the sub.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then he had to twist the nipples.
So why was the statue?
There's a fish out kept on hitting. He was like, She was like, and Tina was like, okay. So you twist the nipples on the statue and the secret compartment opens up. That was their thing. Oh, wow, why? I guess nobody would think to.
No, I mean that's.
I
I
wouldn't.
mean,
That's
who's
pretty
touching
smart.
the nipples on the
Well, I mean, even then, like
Like-
to get down there, right? Like there was a button, but like do not
Yeah,
press
ouchies. It said ouchies. Or
ouchies or
something
something.
on it. Yeah.
That's not a good warning. If a button says ouchies, I want to be like, what? Why? Like, if
was
it's a real warning, it would give it like.
Be like,
a
here's my thing.
legitimate-
Like I don't mean it's like I see buttons, I want to press it.
Yeah, basically.
What's this doing? Then it says ouchies. It doesn't say dangerous,
Yeah.
death, high
that's-
voltage or whatever. It
and
just
that's-
says ouchies.
That's where Gene comes in because it's like, okay, he's a kid. He sees buttons. He's like, oh, you know what I'm going to do with these? He's going to start pushing them.
Yeah.
And especially you see a button where you're like, ouchies. What is that? Like you said,
Yeah.
he presses it to, you know.
The crazy thing is like their parents did the exact same thing
Mhm.
because that's how they got.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the same, you know what I mean? So they're not really the best escaping,
No.
if you will. They just don't know how this
Or
is done.
hidden compartments. Well, yeah, because he just rolled up in there and walked into the mountain. Like,
Yeah, he didn't look around to make sure there was nobody
Yeah.
looking. He
Like,
just,
like, dude, you're trying to escape a murder rap, and you're just like
Mhm.
strolling through a crowded boardwalk.
in your little cart or whatever,
Yeah.
almost running people over. It's like, yeah, everybody notices you.
he was dumb anyway.
Yeah, he was an idiot.
Super dumb.
Like especially when they broke in his house and
Oh my goodness.
he just didn't know that they were there at
Yeah.
all.
There is no way.
Why does
come
he
on,
have
man.
a dish thing like to send his dirty
'Cause he's
dishes
rich.
back to the house?
And lazy.
Because there is an episode in the show where basically he wasted his money.
Mhm.
And so like basically his brother like kicks him out and then like he has to live in this treehouse thing.
Mhm. So yeah, he's that guy.
Hmm.
That's pretty dope. Treehouse though.
I mean that treehouse is
Oh, yeah, the
I mean
treehouse
like
is
I wouldn't
awesome.
be mad at that at all. Like that's
Yeah, I'd
not
be
really a
fine with that.
downgrade to me.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that.
If it's built on a sequoia, I want to make sure it's gonna.
This dude busy worrying about the sturdiness of the tree.
Like, you're
In
missing
the
the point.
cartoon. Yeah. Oh, can we talk about them trying to stop the fuse from
Oh yeah.
hitting the igniter, and like both of them was moving really really slow because the train was slow, and Bob was also moving slow.
Oh well, first let's mention how long it took him to light this fuse, which I thought was funny. 'Cause he lit it, then it went out. He was like, seriously? Like he came back 4 or 5 times. And finally he was like, we did that. All right, there we go. And then he goes off back to the gym.
Yeah, he goes back to the gym to
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, his plan was he
Establish
showed
his
up at the gym, snuck out. Of
Yeah,
the
that was his
window, and he was
alibi.
gonna sneak
Mhm.
back into the gym.
Yeah.
They said you don't have 3-hour gym body.
They did say that.
But like I was thinking the same thing, like, dude, there's no way you spent that much
Maybe
time
he's
at the
starting.
gym.
He's starting because he wants to get a 3-hour gym body. You can't get a 3-hour gym body without spending 3 hours at the gym.
When you first start working out, you know, good and well, you work out for 15-20 minutes, but like that was great.
I did. I worked out for an
Yeah,
hour.
well,
Starting
one, your
off?
body is not gonna let you
Right.
go excessive. 'Cause
You
your
ain't gonna
body
last
is
3
gonna be
hours if you-
like,
That's
Oh,
not
no,
that's
no,
when
no.
I started.
Ain't no way,
your body
dog.
gonna be like, whoa, what is you doing?
Yeah, your body gonna go into shock, man. Like,
Yeah.
nuh-uh. But that was his plan, to go back to the gym, climb in back in through the window, and make it look like he was there for 3 hours.
Is
So-
that the exit counter? Like,
The gym guy that was there, was it the same guy? I can't
I don't
remember.
know.
I thought he said
Either
it wasn't
way,
the same
they
guy.
didn't care.
Yeah, he was just like,
It's
Okay, and then he was on his
So I
phone or
was
something.
here, man. The last 3 hours.
It's like that in itself sounds suspicious, but like you said, the guy at the counter didn't care,
Yeah.
which is pretty typical. They usually don't.
No.
They just want to go to work, get their hours done, and go
Yeah,
home.
they're not gonna notice that you've been there for 3 hours.
Yeah. So they went on this like Derek was saying, the Bob and Louise basically had to stop this fuse,
Mm-hmm.
and Louise, I guess this was going to be her finally proving that she's not a baby or whatever. To grab the
Riding
what was it, the
slow
bear?
moving roller coaster.
Yeah, the slow moving roller coaster. What they call it, the molehill?
The molehill.
The molehill, yeah, that's what it's called. So she had to get on there and basically grab the bear so that the fuse wouldn't go off.
She had to grab the fuse to kind of, I was gonna say delight it, but I don't think that's the right.
I don't know, but it's gonna be a word today.
Extinguish.
There it is.
There you go.
Well, what's the
We'll let it
word?
slide.
Extinguish.
Delight
She said
it.
delight.
Delighted,
Extinguish.
delightful.
Oh, okay.
So she hops on the train to do it. Bob is going to run and do it, and Bob is out of shape
Very.
and slow.
Very much so. So
But Louise was able at the last second to grab it.
Mhm.
You know,
because it's so slow, because she was in the front and she had to run all the way to the back of the train to
Yeah.
grab it, but it's so slow,
she was able to do it.
she had plenty of time to do
Yeah.
it. So she accomplishes it.
And Bob still didn't get there.
He did not
No.
get there in time.
Sadly enough. But yeah, so they stopped the fire, and of course, dang, what's his name? Grover. Yeah,
Mhm.
Grover gets caught when he comes out of the gym because they tipped off the
The detective.
the detective.
Yeah.
So he gets there. The detective gets there first, as he pointed out. Got here before you and you and you and you.
Because Rob,
That was his main thing.
because he's like, what did he say? Robbery is just as good as homicide.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think they threw dirt at him when he was at the hole. Like, it's just a good homicide. Sometimes they call us to do their job. They're like, ah, niggas throwing dirt at him. Get out of here. He ran away. I was like, okay, that's random. But it's just part of the show. It's typical part of the show. But yeah, they got there at the gym when he was walking out the door, and that's basically how Grover got caught.
Yep.
So,
And there we go. There's the Bob's Burgers.
That's the
movie.
end of the movie. They gained enough money
Mhm.
to pay their loan.
paid it alone. Late.
Late, but they paid it.
They did pay it.
And all is good in the world is Bob's Burgers.
Mm-hmm. Gene had his concert.
Yep.
Which only his
The-
parents were there.
Yep.
So
I
he had
gave
his
him a
concert.
nice pep talk,
Mhm.
which was nice.
Oh, yeah, what was his instrument again?
It was
The toaster
the
and a
napkin
fork?
thing
It was
with
a
forks on
napkin
it.
The
holder.
napkin holder, yeah.
Flatware on it.
Yeah.
Rubber band to it.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh, that's the part I missed when Gene was having his little dream vision and the alien came down.
Oh.
He was like, destroying your planet wasn't on our list, but it's not like, off the table if you play one more note on that
But he
thing.
was saying it. So I didn't know you had to. We do.
That was funny. It's like not off the table. that was funny. But yeah, that was his instrument.
Yeah.
That he played.
Horrible.
It was horrible.
So horrible. That's not an instrument. Children, that's not an instrument.
That's a child's imagination, man.
But you know what? I just not a thought, but each person had their own little side story. It was Gene and his band.
Mm-hmm.
Louise trying to prove she's not a baby. Tina finally going to ask Jimmy Jr.
Oh my
out.
God. Okay, yeah. The Jimmy Jr. thing. What in the world?
Well,
is
she has a
going
crush
on?
on
She
Jimmy
has a
Jr.
crush on Jimmy Jr.
Okay, he seems like an
Yeah.
idiot. Like,
And he has
is.
and he has the perfect behind.
does
Yeah,
he?
he's got the buns.
Yeah,
Does he?
According to Tina.
according to Tina.
He's
When
got the
was it?
buns.
Oh, when she was
got
daydreaming
the
about
bun.
him. He's like,
Mhm.
bow.
He's like, bow, 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 bow,
Bow.
bow. You want this? Bow, bow, bow. And of course, he was in his underwear, his tighty whities. So yeah, that's Tina's thing though. She likes butts and she likes horses.
Yep.
That's her thing.
Okay.
And apparently, sexy zombies.
That's
Oh.
not a thing.
Because I know. I'm like,
I
Literally
didn't know
cannot
that
be a
was
thing.
nothing sexy about a zombie,
Alright.
but okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of her things.
But I do like how each one had their own little side story. I
Mhm.
thought they were fulfilled well. It didn't feel extra or forced or anything like that.
Mhm.
everyone accomplished what they set out to accomplish, which was great.
Basically, yeah.
All in the nice confines. Well, like some movies have like like that background story, and I'm like, why do we need this?
Yeah.
I did
Like,
not
I'm
get
not
that.
interested in this.
Yeah, I didn't get that
background
feeling
Yeah.
at all. Yeah.
Like when I first saw the movie and I was looking at it, I'm like, okay, what is this going to have to do with the way the movie outplays? But
Yeah.
once you see it, it's like, okay, it makes
story.
sense.
Character growth.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense,
Exactly. Yeah, everyone grew.
which is cool. So I'm interested to see how that plays out in the TV show if it does.
I'm sure it will.
Feel it? Okay.
I'm sure it will. And I have a reason why I think it will.
Okay.
But we'll get to that when we get to my movie facts.
Well, let's
Alrighty.
get to it.
All right.
Random movie facts. Movie facts.
Movie
Okay,
facts.
so
Facts.
I meant
facts,
to
facts,
back check this, but I did not.
Okay, so we'll take all of this with a grain of
Of sea
sodium
salt.
chloride. All right.
I believe
Morton's
this is the
season of
first.
salt.
Iodized.
Okay.
Yeah, a grain of culture. All right, no, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yes, there's lots of salts. This I believe this is the first hand drawn movie released since 2011. Most movies are like that Toy Story looking thing.
Seriously, no hand-drawn movies at all?
Wow.
I mean, like I'm thinking
Wow.
back, like when's the last time we seen a hand drawn movie?
I mean, yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
Because The Incredibles, obviously,
That's
not
not.
hand
That's
drawn.
not
No.
hand-drawn,
And then, like you said, Toy Story.
So it
Yeah.
might be true. I didn't back
Yeah,
check
Disney
it, but it might
moved
be
all
true.
its movies to 3D animation.
Yeah,
so.
everything's 3D now.
Taking
So,
it back to
yeah.
the
Or
classic.
CGI.
Since 2011, when did Princess and the Frog come out?
2007.
Sheesh.
Wow, that long
2011,
ago?
I think was
Yeah, right.
Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, nobody watched that.
Winnie the Pooh.
I think it was. Or I might have them backwards. Maybe Winnie
There was a
Pooh's
Winnie the
2007.
Pooh movie?
There was a
Yeah.
live action
Yeah.
Winnie the Pooh movie.
Yeah, there was a live one.
I saw it. It was okay.
I didn't see it.
That's
What's it called? Christopher Robin or something like
fine.
that?
It might have been called.
Yeah,
Christmas
Yeah,
Robin.
Christopher
yeah,
Robin.
yeah.
That was recent.
Yeah.
That was a couple of years
Yeah,
ago.
that was a few years ago.
Nobody watched it.
Winnie the Pooh is
I
annoying.
don't know if no
Apparently.
one.
Because we forgot
watched
it.
I saw it.
Yeah, no one.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
no
I
one
can-
watched it.
I didn't either. I was like, this doesn't interest me at all.
Okay. So one of the things that the directors and writers want to do with this movie is that they wanted the movie to be enjoyed by people who know the show and
Mhm.
people who don't know the show. Darren. So
Even though you were a main character, but whatever.
So they made sure that they introduced everyone within the first 5 minutes of the show. So like I don't know if you noticed this, like when Fisher showed up, he's like driving in his golf cart, which he always has. And he says like wealthy landlord coming through, right? When his cousin starts speaking, he's like, I'm their lawyer and cousin. So like they gave you all the information you need to know about all the important people up front, and I like how they did it because they did it in a way that didn't feel forced.
Mhm.
Like sometimes I watch like Star Wars or something, and I'm like, I feel like I should know who someone is,
Mhm.
but I don't because I don't watch the shows and stuff.
Right.
And I feel like this movie did a good job of like telling you who everyone is without you feeling left out.
Oh, you mean like
Mhm.
like the camera pans on a character and it stays on them
Exactly.
and it's swelling music and you're like,
Mhm.
Exactly. And now I'm like, well, now I don't know who that is.
Theme
Yeah.
song plays every time they show 'em.
Yeah.
Right.
So like I think that was pretty great for them, and I think they did an excellent job of doing that.
They definitely did, because they also played to the characters. Because Mr. Fisher
Yeah.
would obviously come through anywhere saying, wealthy landlord coming
Exactly.
through. Like, he
so
has no problem
it
saying
didn't
that.
feel too weird that he said it. Like honestly, until I read that, it wasn't unusual for me to introduce himself like that.
Yeah. I was just like, okay, yeah, typical.
Yeah. But now that I read it, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I could see how they did it.
Mhm.
So it makes sense.
Yeah, I dig it.
So they actually filmed the movie. The 11th and 12th seasons were all made at the same time.
okay.
One of the
What,
reasons why I
7
say
mini
like
seasons?
Mhm.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, it's that many
They
seasons.
rolling, man. They rolling along.
Yeah. One of the reasons why I feel like I think like this character growth might stay some is because the sidewalk actually started to deteriorate in season 12, and how by the end of the season
That is
people
true.
were already tripping over it.
That is true. Yeah.
Oh,
And
they
so
carried that
they
episode.
put in the continuity for
That's
Yeah.
funny.
Because I think that naked skating guy like tripped over it or something, if I recall
Yeah.
correctly. They
Oh,
didn't
yeah,
really show
he
him much
did.
in this. I think he was in the movie, but they didn't really, really
Yeah, there
focus
was
on him.
people-
I
Him
seen-
and
I did see that
Jimmy
episode.
Pesto.
I see. I know you were gonna bring that up. So now I'm going to talk about it. I wasn't going to talk about it, but I'm going to bring it up.
Okay.
So Jimmy Pesto,
Jimmy Jr.'s dad.
is Bob's rival. He owns the Italian restaurant across the street.
Is an Italian restaurant a rival to a burger place?
Because they're both
I
fighting
think
for
they're
the
both-
same same customers.
Are you?
I mean,
guess in
no,
the show
because
they
I
are.
want a burger, I go to the burger.
I
place.
think
They're
both
fighting.
can
They're fighting.
equally
Right.
make decent amount of money.
Yeah, like they're not fighting. Like if I want a real meal, I go here. If I want just something quick, I go there.
Right.
I can go to both. But anyways, they're rivals. They're across the street from each other.
Mhm.
They don't really get along. There's a love-hate relationship with them people.
Yeah.
So I think they showed him, but they got rid of the voice actor and they haven't replaced him yet. So that's why he didn't
okay.
have a speaking role.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So
I was wondering, 'cause, like, he didn't.
because it's kind of weird that he's not in the movie, right?
Yeah, because he's Bob's rivals. I would think
Yeah,
that
and,
once that
like-
sinkhole hit, he'd be like laughing or making jokes or something. But
Yeah,
I'm like,
because he has such a big part in the show, but
Mhm.
they need a new voice actor. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll audition.
maybe you should.
I should.
I don't know who they're gonna get, but I'm surprised they haven't replaced him yet. It's kind of weird.
It is.
You're gonna be a voice actor now?
Sure, why not?
Yeah,
they
why
get
not?
paid pretty good.
They do.
I would love to do it, but I can only do like one voice, so I couldn't be
Mhm.
one of those ones that like does
Do
all these
multiple
different roles.
characters.
Like,
Like
it's
Dan
not gonna
Mintz.
work.
I think Dan Mintz does like a few different characters on
Yeah,
there.
there's a bunch of people that does, but
Yeah.
I think Paul Rudd voices. He did in the movie, but generally he voices Jericho, Tina's imaginary horse.
Does he?
Yeah, I think it's Paul
Because I
Rudd.
remember I seen his name on the credits before. I was wondering, like, who the heck is?
Yeah, it's Jericho the horse.
Okay.
All right.
If actors can voice act, like I'm never against like
Yeah, that's what he's
live action
credited as.
actors doing voice acting, but they have to know
Jericho.
how. I hate when they do movies and they just get like movie stars
Mhm.
just because of the name and they can't voice act because it's a whole nother beast like doing voice
Yeah, but
acting.
I
Yeah.
like bad voice acting takes you away from the movie or a
Yes.
game. There's some games with some bad voice acting.
Games is notorious for bad voice acting.
Like the story mode in
Yeah.
NBA 2K.
Oh my god.
Oh man,
It's horrible.
2K story mode voice acting is horrible. It's
Horrible.
horrendous.
And it has not gotten better.
What about Grand Theft Auto?
Grand Theft Auto is.
So it depends on the character.
It depends on the character.
Sometimes the character be like really excited looking and the voice just does not
But
match.
then, like, sing Metal Gear Solid, always.
Well,
Yeah,
Metal Gear
okay.
Solid
I
was
think-
a movie from the beginning.
Yes, I think they focus more on that.
Yeah.
But
But like the Lion King movie, bad voice acting. Ooh.
Oh, bad voice
that
acting.
movie period was bad.
I mean, yeah,
It was
but
so
the,
bad.
the
It
acting
sucked
didn't
all
help.
the joy out of my childhood.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wish they never made it.
Okay, so I'm down to nitpicks now.
Okay.
All right.
Pick
Pick
some
some nits. Pick some nits.
All right, go pick those nits.
Okay, so in the scene, the kids, there was a few times where the kids, they go to the carnies to go question them about killing Cotton Candy Dan,
Mhm.
and they have their bikes, and so then they're running away, but instead of getting on their bikes to run away, they're like walking with them. I found it really annoying. Like, I'm like, just get on the bike. You're faster if you're on the bike.
This is true.
Yeah. Okay.
Very.
All right.
Doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't.
Okay. There is no way Felix did not see them in in his house. There was multiple times Felix clearly sees them.
See them, hear them, all of that.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
The
Even when
clothesline
they
was
was going across the treehouse.
Exactly. When
Mhm.
he's talking about like, did he get everything? And I'm like, you don't like you can sense when something's off.
Yeah. Like them hanging over
Yeah.
his head. You come
Yeah.
on. Something's gonna tell you like.
Yeah.
Look up.
I'm
for a
like,
second.
who doesn't look up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
At
least once.
There's a mark on my closet door. Like I gotta repaint it,
Mhm.
and every time I walk past it now, it's like, what is there? Like I feel like there's something there, like a spider or something. I don't know.
Yeah, your eye like
Yeah.
catches it even if you're not looking directly at it, and
Yeah.
then you end up,
Yeah.
looking at it.
Yeah.
So I feel like somewhere in his peripheral, he caught something of the kids, and
Yeah,
was,
like even if like there's something in your house that's just a little bit off and you be like, that wasn't there before.
Mhm.
It's like you notice it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
So, yeah, I feel like he should have caught them, hear them, or something.
absolutely ridiculous. Okay. I know this is minor and I know this is just a me thing. But so when the hole first opens up Linda says like, "Hey, they said we couldn't flush the toilet anymore until they fixed the water line. I'm going to go to the bathroom first." Why would they be able to flush if the water line's the one that's broken? They're not one and the
Oh,
same.
that's an engineer thing.
It's annoying. They're not the same.
Yeah, well, she said it's just a me thing.
They're not the same. That's true.
God, like it irritates me. They're not the same.
I feel like they were banking on most people not knowing that.
Yeah, if it's a sinkhole, I'm gonna guess it is probably the supply line and not the sewer.
Not the sewer line, yeah.
Just
But-
that and when you fix sewers, just flush away. No one cares. We're gonna fix it regardless. We never stop people from flushing.
Well,
So
that's
you
good to
don't
know.
want to do that.
You're like, I'm just saying, like, it doesn't matter. It's just we're gonna fix it active.
That's good to know. Let her rip.
This is seriously, no one's gonna stop you. Okay, so Grover had a spear gun. He can
yes.
only shoot one arrow at a
One
time,
arrow,
right?
Yeah.
Someone gotta take one for the team.
I was thinking that.
I don't know how accurate he is with that. So nobody would probably take one.
Yeah, like,
But I'm just
Robin wouldn't have
saying, I would think one of the adults
Mhm.
in that situation. Because if Grover fires on you, like you said, he's probably gonna miss.
Mhm.
He has to
Now
reload.
he has nothing.
Now he has nothing. Like-
His next best move is to throw the weapon at you. Then he really has nothing. So
Yeah.
I'm like, you guys have opportunities. Besides the fact that he turned around while he was singing, he was like grinding on the rail.
Mhm.
I'm like, this is
Yeah.
a perfect opportunity for y'all to subdue him. but maybe they were just so in shock.
I guess it didn't make sense. Like it ended up being what, like 7 people held captive by this one arrow gun.
Mhm.
Just come on now.
Mhm.
It doesn't make any sense.
Right. So, and he took all their phones and like had them throw them in the river.
Yeah.
So like when Bob and Linda came down and he had like basically his attention on them, had to help them get rid of their phones and stuff, that would have been another opportunity for y'all to
hmm
knock them on the head or something.
Yeah.
But,
Yep.
you know.
Plenty of chances.
Agreed.
Okay, so this last one is not for the movie itself, but just in general for the show and all whatever. It irritates me that this restaurant is not more successful.
Oh,
For Bob's Burgers?
Yes, like I feel like it should be really successful. It makes no sense why it's not, because everyone says how good it is.
It's
He's
good.
won
Yeah, his
awards
burgers,
for
yeah.
being so good. Like,
Mhm.
why don't you have more customers? He's in a great location.
That is true.
his life, man.
Maybe he just got the short end of the stick. I don't know. But yeah, clearly his burgers are like amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So he should be like more well known by now, I would think so.
yeah, and like his burger of the day, always
That's what
catchy.
I say about 3D Rivals podcast. And I don't. All right, never mind.
Well done.
Yes, well done. Why aren't we? Listen to us so we can be more successful.
Yeah, hit us up, y'all.
Yeah. Yes.
Get more of this every week.
So that was my
Yeah.
last one. I mean, it's just I know it's a. I mean, granted, I guess there's no show if they're not struggling.
Yeah, I guess so.
But-
But then
Yeah,
again,
yeah, that's the premise.
if they are good, then there's things that come with that as well.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So I feel like they could go both directions, but maybe the struggling is more comical.
I guess I was just thinking like it irritates me. I'm like they should be better off.
I agree. That do irritate me.
Yeah. But yep, that was my last nitpick. I don't know if you guys had any.
No, I didn't really have it.
No,
Not
nah.
really, no.
I think when I go for the animations, like I have a certain like expectation, so
Right.
Mm.
I generally don't.
That is true with
nitpick.
cartoons. Oh, I forgot to bring up a point. When we talked about their dancing
Mhm.
and stuff, they really did have someone on staff who liked to do like silly dances or whatever, and so they modeled the characters dancing off of like some of the stuff she was doing. So like it really was like planned out things that they put into
You
it.
could
Yeah,
tell,
if
though.
you
Yeah,
want to
you could
get
tell.
good movements, then yeah, it's good to base it off with somebody for real. So.
Yeah, you could tell, like when you look at some of them dancing, like the carnies and stuff. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, they definitely practiced this. Even though it's animation, I'm like, they practiced this.
Yeah.
They didn't just wing it.
Yeah, so that's why it's like so like okay, like yeah,
Mm.
it was based off of
I
someone.
like that though.
Mhm.
Go the extra mile, make it good.
Dope. All right, so then are we re-rating Bob's Burgers?
We are.
All right, I'm gonna give it a. I pay for that.
Ditto. Yep.
I'm gonna put an asterisk on it
Mhm.
because I pay for that is our rating scale. That is perfect and definitely not inconsistent at all, and it's a great rating scale.
Absolutely.
But I do have a certain feeling of paying money for something that is just a 2-hour episode. So I would not actually go to the movies to pay for this. But
Well,
I think
Okay.
it's a really good movie.
I-
So it deserves a rating.
I'm gonna say this. I believe it came out the same time as Jurassic World or whatever.
Yeah.
I would have rather seen this.
Yes. I agree.
So
Yeah.
in that case, if my $12 were on the line, I would pay for this.
I have to say, like Jurassic World, because I just rewatched that with my wife, and she pointed out more stuff that was just copied from the older movies, and I'm like, God, this whole movie is just like, well, let's take this scene from this movie and stick it in. Oh my God, it's horrible. But we're talking about Bob's Burgers, so I pay for that.
Okay.
Yep, same.
I'm
I'll
with
pay
it.
for that. Yep.
I'm with it. I'd pay for that as well.
All right, Derek.
Oh, I was going to give it watch while folding clothes, but
Oh.
okay.
You have been overruled. It isn't I pay for that, I say, from 3D Rivals. So if you're first time coming to the podcast, that means it's a 4 out of 5 or an 8 to 9 out of 10.
Which is a good rating.
Mhm.
Great rating.
So
Good job.
we recommend you go check this movie out.
Yep, it is on the Hulu and oh no, I guess
Is it on
technically it's on HBO, but it shows on my Hulu because they're connected.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's on
Yeah.
HBO.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah,
why
but you can
is
watch
this-
on both.
I was gonna ask a stupid question. I was like, why is this not on Disney Plus?
It's Fox.
It's Fox.
It is
It's
Fox.
Fox, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
like yeah, Disney, you're
Mm.
missing a great opportunity
Probably
here.
some contracts. Or, I don't know. They put Simpsons on there.
Right. I just feel like The Simpsons is worse than this.
Definitely.
Yeah, as far as
Yeah.
Yeah, as far as content, because I was watching The Simpsons yesterday, I'm like, this is super worse.
Yeah. So I was like,
In the order, it goes
Listed
Bob's
as
Burgers,
20th
Simpsons,
century.
Family
Oh, well,
Guy,
yeah.
then like South Park or something.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
in
I
order
was-
from.
I was watching the episode
Too
where the
much.
Simpsons actually went to Italy,
Mhm.
and I was like, this is so stereotypical of Italy. I'm like the whole episode was basically just pooping on Italy. And it was like, wow. It was funny, but it's like, wow.
Right. So I like it must be a contract thing.
It's
like
probably a
it
contract.
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense. Like why I was like I had to watch this on HBO and this did not show because I just feel like this is to me tailored for Disney Plus.
Well,
I
I
bet
mean, HBO probably had like some distribution
like
agreement
rights?
for Bob's Burgers.
I guess, yeah.
Because Bob's Burgers, is it on Disney Plus, the show?
No,
No, it's on
not.
Hulu.
It's only on Hulu.
No.
Probably a
Yeah.
distribution.
Ugh, missed opportunity, Disney. Get it together.
Big time.
Well, at the time, they didn't have a streaming service, so
Look, I'm just
I guess so, yeah.
that is our thoughts on Bob's Burgers. Have you seen a movie? What did you think about it? Let us know in whatever comment section you have, wherever you're listening. And of course, if you're listening to this where they allow you to leave a rating and review, please leave a rating review so other people can discover our podcast.
Yes.
I was gonna look over that.
Yep.
Pop.
Yep.
P-O-B.
That's what
Okay.
we're gonna call this because we are a
Because
podcast.
we're unique.
Yep.
We're unique.
Yes. Yeah, we're different than the others.
we are.
So, but yeah, so other people can discover us, and we won't be like Bob's Burgers, where everything is good, but no one
knows about it.
about us.
Mhm.
So, with that being said, thank you so much for listening, and we will catch you next time.